Hi and welcome back to another video of jPlay. I am Marcus and today I will start my playthrough session of Runebound using the 3rd edition here. Some of you might wonder, hey Marcus, you did this one before, and you're absolutely right. And today's episode will be some kind of a premiere because as far as I can remember, this will be the very first game where I do my second playthrough of. And that's the reason why I decided to bring some friends here with me, because a lot has happened in Terranov. And today I want to use the Caught in a Web scenario pack. I'm basically using all the stuff that comes with the other expansion boxes, but from a scenario perspective, this will be the scenario to go for. So let's have a look at the scenario card. Accordingly, Caught in a Web. The sorceress Ariad commands her arachnid minions throughout Terranov. In her name, they spin webs and spread venom, preparing for their mistress to transform and cover the world in darkness. Sounds awful. These tokens, those not sure what these are, but you all know them, are webs. Heroes can spend one action in a hex with a web to destroy it. Webs in cities cannot be destroyed. This is important because this is how the game will actually end and heroes will lose the game. When a hero spends a terrain die to enter a hex containing or adjacent to a web, the dice result must be a wild result regardless of the hex terrain. So it makes the heroes slightly different to move through Terranov. But you can exert, so basically spending one skill card from your hand once per hex to ignore this ability, and you can just move in with the appropriate die. And at the end of the Act 1, Ariad will spawn in Burrow Town, somewhere up north of Terranov. Each time a story card is drawn, move Ariad to the next city in progression, so Forge, River, Watch, Stonesmore, Tamalier, and then we will place a web in her space, and the hero inherits hex space. Spend one action to flip this card and engage Ariad in combat. If that hero is successful, he or she wins the game. And at the end of the round, if there is a web in all cities, all heroes lose the game. And this is really important because this game really goes through basically only 2 acts, and then it's game over. And if you haven't engaged or defeated Ariad before then, all the heroes automatically lose the game. Let's introduce our heroes. I decided to play this scenario with just 2 heroes, first one being Syla. No mortal can be expected to understand the Fae, and so no one can really claim to understand Syla. She flits about the mortal realm, appearing when and where it pleases her, usually to visit ruination upon some villain or another. Her cheerful good humor does little to mask a lethal disregard for human life, especially the lives of the wicked. She starts the game with 1 gold. She has 3 skill cards to start with, and she will start the game in a shrine, which we will place her right now. And as a setup ability, she would gain 1 trophy. She's one of the expansion characters, so she comes with, where is it? The little tactics symbol here, which is pretty handy at some point in time. And I'm playing with these nice coin capsules here in order to protect the tokens. And again, thanks for the hint, Paul. Let's place Syla on the board, and I think she will start here at Suva's Rest, the shrine. Let's move over to our second hero. That's Red Scorpion. She's also an expansion character. I think she comes from the Gilded Blade expansion. And wandering but not lost, solitary but never alone, Red Scorpion is enigmatic, polite, and lethally dangerous. She dedicates her life to balance both within herself and in the kingdom at large. Enemies of that balance soon learn to fear her agility and complete self-confidence. She also has this tactics token. I think I will explain this token when we start to actually engage someone in combat. She starts the game with 2 gold pieces, and she has a hand size of 4 skill cards, and she starts the game in a town, and I think this town might be Right Whale down there. Now let's trigger the setup abilities, and after checking her skill cards, I think it would be okay for her to gain a combat trophy. Doesn't really matter right now, but all the others are neutral, so I think we can definitely make use out of this. Those trophies are being used in order to train your character in order to learn some new skills. As for Red Scorpion, she's allowed to draw 3 cards of the quest deck. You may choose to keep 1 quest, return the remaining cards to the top or bottom of the deck in the order of your choice. Let's do that. And she decided to get the Blanketed in Webs. That's definitely a card from the scenario pack. So you see a little spider symbol down there. The once beautiful and serene smoke blue hills have been covered in webs as the spiders continue to infest the land. As an action, we would explore the smoke blue hills, which are actually not too far from her. So they are right here. So one of these 3 hexes she has to spend an action to explore. And those are her 4 skill cards she currently holds. One thing to note though, some of those expansions come with a different deck or an additional deck of those skill cards, and they all show, let's say, a little bit different symbol. Unfortunately, you cannot just simply shuffle all of those cards together, because then you would break the odds in respect to those success symbols on those cards. Right now there are only 2 additional skill cards in play. I think one of those blue spirit one and one of those mind one. So in this case I try to do it right, so I really kept to the setup rules, really taking 2 of each, but I made sure to include the 2 expansion ones into the skill deck here. One thing that I did not do was to follow the setup instructions in respect to those item decks here. I really shuffled all the item deck into one giant heap of cards, because this is really what I liked about the 2nd edition of Runebound a lot. It came with a vast amount of different allies, items, weapons, you name it. I know this could really break the game for me, especially in a scenario that short, but I will do it anyway. So yeah, you can complain how much you like, I will play it this way. But of course I made sure that those 3 adventure decks have been set up correctly. So each of those decks consist of 30 cards, 20 of, let's say, standard cards and 10 scenario based cards. But of course I shuffle the general ones together with some cards from the expansion, so we might see some variety in those piles. Before we get started, let's have a quick look at the special abilities and the stats of our hero. Syla here has a movement value of 4, health value of 7, and we already know the hand size. She's not really strong, though basically a 0, but yeah, she has relatively good mind and skill value. Her special ability, Channel Chaos, says once per attribute test after the cards are revealed, you may suffer 1 damage to reveal 1 additional card. Could be helpful, who knows. And during a combat, basically, she can spend 1 search in order to transfix. Choose one of your foe's spent tokens. Your foe cannot cast that token during the next combat round. This is certainly a mean one. And then we have the Red Scorpion. She only has a movement value of 3. She has a health of 8. We already know her hand size of 4. She's pretty balanced in respect to her skills here. Her normal special ability says Outmaneuver. When you spend a tactics, you may exert to remove the copied token from the combat round. Sounds really nice, especially when she's using this tactics to use a combat token from the opponent, which she's allowed to do. And during combat, she can spend 1 search to trigger her Flurry of Blades, deal X amount of X damage. X is the number of times you have used this ability this combat round. You may use this ability up to 3 times per combat round, and normally you're not allowed to use those search ability more than once during a combat round. And the more she's using it, the more effective it gets. Sounds like a plan, but I think now we should be pretty much good to go. So let's roll her movement dice, because this will be the very first thing that she will do. Let's see what she gets. And I think here it's pretty easy. She might really go for this one here before, shouldn't she? Yeah, why not? I feel kind of okay going that route. So 1, 2 spaces. This was her first action. She still has 2 more actions, and with this 2 actions she will adventures. So we will flip this token here. We will draw from the appropriate, I think, adventure deck. And here we have a Wandering Explorer, a tall bearded man regales all who listen with amazing tales of all he has encountered on his journeys through the mountains of Tarinoth. So we can now either listen patiently to the man's tales, take this card as a trophy, that's okay I guess, or we can join him on a local expedition, become delayed to explore your hex. Each symbol you roll that matches your hex is a success. Take this card as a trophy and choose one asset in any market with a cost equal to or less than the number of your successes. Take that asset. That's actually not that bad, to be honest, because there are some nice, relatively cheap assets in Tamale, for example. So for only 3 successes, she would be able to get the winged boots, which increases her speed, which is definitely something. She could go for the patchwork wand, which gives her another tactic symbol, also very, very useful. Or she could go for the ring of strength here in Riverwatch. Of course, first of all, we have to roll some dice, and I think with her speed of 4, she's definitely going to do that. So first of all, let's do some cleanup, then she will be delayed. Good thing is she's in the grasslands, so she has a relatively good chance to roll well on this. So let's roll her dice. She will get the card as a trophy here anyway, so that's already a good thing. And just losing 1 action as being defeated, it's not that big of a deal, I think. So yeah, let's roll those dice. Those are basically 4 symbols. Wow, that's really great. So in this case, I think we will go for the belt of water walking, which gives her basically 1 water symbol to the terrain dice result. We only need to exert once to do that, and of course she's getting a combat token, which is always a nice thing. So yeah, let's go for it. Let's reveal a new card. I think that's how it's supposed to work, because normally there are always 3 assets in the marketplace, and here we just have some trade goods, luxuries, definitely also not a bad thing in order to gain some money. That was actually a very good turn for her. For once, she just got her 2nd trophy, which is all good. She got her belt of water walking, and she just got her 1st additional combat token. It's not the most powerful combat token in the world, but yeah, everyone counts, and this has this nice agility symbol on top of it. And of course, she might be able to either explore better or to, yeah, just walk 1 space more. Awesome. She can still gain a new ability. She can do that basically without spending an action. Maybe I should have paid some more attention, because her offer tree here would give her $1 whenever she gains a, I think it's diplomacy trophy, and she just got one, so I should have done that before. On the other hand, not sure if I want to spend my trophies on this one. It's okay, but not really great. And I think we really have to get rid of those skills, because right now she cannot use those at all. Okay, but that was already her turn. And I think Red Scorpion won't roll her dice. She will just move down here to this quest spot here. With the remaining 2 actions, she will do the adventuring action. Therefore, she will draw the appropriate card. And as she put the quest card on top of the deck as part of her setup ability, she already knew what was coming. Mysteries in the water. The water holds the answers you seek, but they may not be the answers you wish to find. With 1 action, she would explore the Weeping Basin, and guess what? The Weeping Basin is not too far from the Smoke Blue Hills, where she has the other quest in her hand right now. So that's definitely a good thing. Here, 1 of those quest tokens just moved. This has to go here to Minara's Teeth. Sorry for that. And I think then we basically can end the 1st round by moving the time token to our 1st story event. Those story events all belong to the Caught in a Web scenario. And here we have messages on the water. The prophetic properties of the water in Weeping Basin are more essential now than ever. That's a story quest. As an action, we could test our spirit, and we have to do that there, which is really great for our Red Scorpion. And if she would succeed, she would gain 1 Quest trophy and place a number of webs from the supply equal to your successes on any non-city hexes of your choice. Then discard this card. So with this, or being successful on this story quest, she could really make the lives of Sylar pretty tough. Let's place the story quest token on the Weeping Bazaar accordingly, and then we start our next round with Sylar. Her first action will be to stand up. She was being delayed, remember that. I think with her second action she will train, because she really wants to get rid of those combat skills here. So she would now draw 3 additional cards, and then she has to basically discard down to her hand size of 3. Though that's actually not that bad. And here she really found a very great ability. The conversion. As a combat action you may exert, basically discarding a skill card to deal 1 magical damage and remove a token with a single skull symbol. Wow, that's really great. So we definitely want to keep this one. This one is also nice, to be honest. And here I'm not so sure between the 2 of those. Maybe I really keep all 3 of the new ones and just discard the 3 we started the game with, actually. And I think then she will learn this ability right away. So she will spend her 2 trophies, one she started the game with, and now she will be able to use the conversion ability, which is really, really powerful. Of course, her hand size is only a 3, so this can be quite limiting, but overall that's certainly really a great start. Awesome. She still has 1 more action left, and I think with this she will move. So let's see what she gets. And I think with this result she will go here to Blackwing Swamp, and maybe we'll try to engage an enemy. So that's the hills, that's whatever, grassland, and this is the wild, to go here to the Blackwing Swamp. She could still exert because of her belt of water walking, but of course she didn't have to do that. Then it's Red Scorpion again, and slowly she wants to start moving towards the Smoke Blue Hills. So let's spend her first action in order to move. Let's see what we got. Okay, here I flipped this one. I think that's okay. Let's move her right here onto this board. Then she will spend her remaining 2 actions in order to flip that token. And here she found Fame and Fortune, an event. A shrewd merchant is making a fortune in Market Town, selling pendants and capes bearing the insignias of rising heroes. As a rumor, make a deal with a man, taking a cut for yourself. Keep this card. Whenever the time track advances, gain 1 gold. Any hero in Market Town may spend 1 action to put the man out of business. That hero gains 1 gold and discards this card. Wow, that's actually not bad. And or she could just test Spirit -1 in this case to convince the man to only sell products with your insignia. Gain 3 gold and take this card as a trophy. Alright, and now Market Town is right between our 2 heroes here, and in order to get there, I think Sylar wouldn't be that far away, to be honest, and she could then really try to arrest that man, bringing him out of business. Then this card would be pretty much useless for Red Scorpion. So I think in this case she might really go for the ore and tries to do the skill test -1. Here we have a slight problem as her spirit only is a 2. So in this case she would only draw 1 skill card, but she can always exert to draw more of those. So yeah, let's do that. Let's draw the first card. This is her free of choice card. And guess what? This is the immediate success with this little symbol here. Perfect for her. So not only does she gain 3 gold, she's also allowed to keep this card as a trophy, which is always a good thing. Awesome. With the trophy she just gained, she could decide to gain the bulked up ability here, which would give her 1 additional strength point. But I think right now that's not the most important thing for her, so I think she will pass. And so we are already at the end of the round. This is what I like about this game a lot. They're really, really fast. So let's move the time token ahead. But I think I will call it a day for now. these were 2 full turns. I'm pretty sure as of the next video I will do at least maybe 3 or maybe even 4 turns, really see how fast things go. It's a little bit unfortunate that I was not able to cast some of my awesome tokens here, now protected by those coin capsules here, but I think we will get to that anytime soon. And I really hope you enjoyed my little playthrough so far. I'm really looking forward to play this game once more on camera, and I really hope you will look forward to it too. Hope to see you soon in one of my other videos, and yeah, until then, bye bye.